Hey everybody, it's Davron Karimov with the Big Boss Show. It's a new show where we come to you every week with somebody that may have not always been a big boss, but shares his or her perspective that we can learn from. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. We got husband, father, CEO, and co-founder of the Marketplace Edge, Steven. Steven, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day and just talking with me.
No worries. I, I was trying to look you up. I couldn't find. Are you the actor or?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't find anything about you except which is just kind of uncommon, nowadays. When you Google somebody or something, you typically find results. I couldn't find anything, but maybe that's just me. But anyways, what's Marketplace Edge?
So, Marketplace Edge is just a culmination of what my wife and I have put together over making seven figures on Amazon and seven figures on Facebook Marketplace. So, that's really a way for people, it's a resource for people to use to be able to learn what we do.
Okay, nice. How'd you get into it? I mean, how long you been doing that?
So, we've actually been working with Amazon as far as putting products on there, using it as a platform for the last about 3 or 4 years. And then Facebook Marketplace is actually the thing that I came home to do. I actually quit as a corporate job and I came home after 6 years and I started doing that at the end of, well, about June of 2020.
Okay. What kind of a corporate job?
So I was actually a supply chain operations manager at a Fortune 10 company for 6 years.
Sweet. So, and are you buying inventory? Are you drop shipping? How'd you get to seven figures?
So with Amazon, we did a bunch of different models, so we kind of have some expertise in all of that. But we started out drop shipping. That's what we've also done on Facebook. That's something you can get into. It's low barrier of entry. You're not having to figure out all the things, right? Then with Amazon, we've also done private labels, so we've had our own product, and we've done wholesaling and retail arbitrage. So we've done a little bit of everything, but definitely right now, Facebook with Facebook drop shipping has been huge.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Uh, and that's seven figures a year. Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome. How long did it take you to get to $1 million a year?
So with Amazon, it took, I think, right about 3 years, and then with Facebook, it's only taken a year.
Okay. Okay. So there's different ways you could go about it, right?
Yep.
Okay. And how many students you got in
So
this?
as far as students, we've only got about 15 so far because we've only opened it up once to let people in.
Okay, sweet. And I mean, I know people that are doing really well on Amazon. What do you think? What's one thing that you could tell people
So what do you mean?
about selling on Amazon, about how to sell on Amazon?
So if I was going to say one thing about Amazon is if you are looking, anyone listening to this, if you're looking to get into e-commerce in any way, shape, or form, Amazon has a very high barrier to entry. And I'm not just meaning cash. And I know everyone talks about having cash on hand and blah, blah, blah. But when you get the account, that's only the beginning. You are only ungated for certain categories. You're not ungated for everything. So let's say you used to flip Nike shoes and you were balling out, you had Jordans, and you're like, okay, I got my garage full of Jordans. I'm gonna take them on Amazon and sell them now, right? So I'll have a bigger customer base, organic marketing, whatever it may be. Then you go on there, but you're not ungated. So because you're not ungated, you can't actually sell that. And if you try to, you're gonna get slapped on the wrist, basically. So Amazon is great because it allows you to engage with millions of people without having to have a marketing budget, but you just have to be aware that you're not going to be ungated for everything right off the bat.
The thing about Amazon, it seems that they always have the cheapest prices. How did they do that? They always have the
So
cheapest.
this is the way they do it is they actually the same way us as sellers are looking to leverage their platform to be able to get that organic marketing. They understand that. So what they're doing is they're basically letting us cannibalize or eat up each other. So let's say you and I were both selling those Nike shoes and we were both ungated for it, right? And I was selling them for 188 and you came in and you saw that. The way that it works is that if we both have the same shoe, you would be able to put it on the same listing. So it's not as if it's just me selling the thing. It could be me, you, and 10 other people. So the way that you get what they call the buy box is A, you have good reviews, and B is you have the lowest price. And you have Prime, so you're able to ship within 2 days. So if you have those things, if I'm selling for 188 and you see me selling a 188, you can come in and directly undercut me and get it and put it on there for 170. And let's say I'm the one going to finish line and buying them cheap, but you have a wholesaler that's able to get them to you for like $100. I can't keep up with that. So that is the way that they keep those prices lower than even what I could get them for, you know?
Okay. How do can you tell people how to get on Marketplace Edge?
So with Marketplace Edge, if you're interested in learning more about that, go to stephenpemberton.com. There's some information there, and there's contact information if you want to know more about me. If you want to schedule a Calendly time for us to talk about it, it's all right there.
Nice. And did you have a computer background growing up, or like it seems so weird? I mean, it seems so crazy that like you go from a corporate job to like e-commerce. How did that happen?
So the way that that all worked out is no, I did not have a computer background, no matter how much my dad wanted me to. My dad is the computer geek. He's great building them, taking them apart, making them run, doing crazy stuff with them. But that was not me. My parents wanted me to be white collar. They wanted me to, go to college and get the degree and do all that stuff. But I had a different plan in mind, I guess. It wasn't a great one. But I decided to go to a trade school and I just wanted to start making money. So I was making like $13 an hour working at the post office. And then fast forward past some hard times, my wife and I we were part of a network marketing business for a little while, and we both went all in on that, lost everything. We were living in a basement. It was crazy. But then we found that corporate job, which was in this Fortune 10 company, and I started ground level there, down there with the janitors, worked my way up to where I was a supply chain operations manager. And really, the thing that led us to e-commerce was my wife. She had got in contact with my mom. My mom said, "Hey, here's this thing called Amazon." We were like, "Yeah, we know Amazon. We shop on it." But she said, "No, you can actually sell on it." And I told my wife not to do it, actually, because at that time I was sitting there working, making pretty good money, better money than most of my family. And I said, I don't want to sit here and dump a bunch of money into something that's not going to work. And thankfully enough, she didn't listen to me. And she started it and she really got that rolling. And eventually it got me invested into what she was doing.
Okay. So you had to buy the inventory up front, right?
Yeah. Well, not then, because we started off Amazon drop shipping.
Gotcha. I mean, it's you see a lot that a lot of people that try to do e-com or drop shipping, they don't like a majority of them, they fail. Is it are they just giving up too early, or is there something else that might be less risky for people that want to start a business?
So that's actually a really interesting question because I hear that all the time. And this is something that I really did believe. Amazon, I've always heard that they look at drop shipping as a no-no. That's almost like a hush-hush thing in e-commerce. Like, don't tell them you're drop shipping. But Amazon, when we actually got shut down by Amazon, and I'm completely open about everything. That's why I even told you, ask whatever. But with Amazon, we actually got shut down and we're $50,000 in debt holding inventory because of actually doing it the right way, not drop shipping. We were doing wholesaling and we actually had wholesale contacts and we had been doing it for a few months and we were making really good money with it. But then they shut us down and said, hey, this person wasn't, I don't know, they weren't registered with blah, blah, blah. So now you're shut down. And it took forever. It took almost 7 months to get that account back because we did it the right way. And we actually had an account representative even talk about how if you would have went and bought an item from Macy's and drop shipped it, it's easier because you can just show a receipt saying I got it from here instead of somebody wholesaling it and not doing it the right way.
Okay, so what did you do wrong there?
So it wasn't even really anything on us as much. Well, let me take that back. The thing that we didn't do is we didn't check to make sure that the person wholesaling the item had direct contact with the brand. So because they didn't have direct contact with the brand and the brand hadn't designated them a wholesaler, that's where we got in trouble because they didn't have the proper paperwork.
Wow. Oh, but were you able to get your account back after, right?
Yes, it took 7 months. And in that time is when we actually discovered Facebook Marketplace. That's when we really started making some money. We ended up paying all the debt off using Facebook Marketplace. And then we got the accounts back.
You guys went into debts to start this?
We went into debt for wholesaling. So the way, I mean, if you've ever run a business, if you're in business, anyone listening to this, is let's go back to that example of the guy who just wants a bunch of shoes. So he's got his garage full of shoes and he's flipping them, right? He's got money invested in his inventory. So if something was to happen on eBay, let's say you're selling on eBay, is he's going to be in debt for all those shoes. And on top of that is anything that if you're on Amazon, anything that they have, they hold. So you don't get your money from them if you are shut down.
So how much were you losing just being shut down for those 7 months?
I mean, being shut down, we're 50K in debt, but we didn't actually, that's a great question because thinking about it, we didn't actually lose money as far as per day, like per sale, because the way that it works is as soon as you're shut down, after a certain amount of time, they just send back all your inventory. So we went from having whatever inventory we had on hand to even whatever, like everything we had sent into Amazon, all of that came back too. So, I mean, time in, it was, I'd say at least $100,000 is what we lost in that amount of time.
Wow, this is so incredible. I mean, like hearing this, and did you have other businesses prior to this?
No.
How do you pick a good product? How do you know which product is going to sell?
So picking a good product, there's a lot of different softwares you can use. A great one is just having like a Bsr tracker. So Bsr simply means best seller rating. So using that, and basically it doesn't matter if you're using Amazon, you're selling on it or not. You can use it on Amazon to look to see if it's a good product. So this is really great, even if you are deciding that you're just going to make your own product. So let's say that you wanted to make some kind of home decor piece, let's say a little tabletop piece. If you go on Amazon, you have a bestseller rank and you're sitting there looking at them and the bestseller rank for the one that's selling the most, which you can tell by reviews. If the reviews, you've got 46,000 reviews, which a lot of things do actually, is if the bestseller rank is 100, which the lower the better, then you know that item is selling like hotcakes. And you can look at different variations of it to see how they're selling in comparison to that one. And you can make your decision about either manufacturing your own or purchasing wholesale based off of that.
Right. Where are you going from here?
So where we're going from here is we're going to keep working on scaling Facebook. Most likely we're going to look at building a couple more brands and really just helping people find their level of success. Not everyone wants to make $1 million. Some people just want to make an extra $500 a month to be able to go out to eat and go take their family on a nice trip. And so that's really what the marketplace edge is it's really this thing to be able to help people through Amazon, Shopify, Facebook, whatever it is, be able to find their level of success.
And it's pretty passive too, because Amazon keeps it in the right? If I'm not mistaken, that they keep it in the warehouses and they ship it for you.
Yep. If you send it in, there's a couple different things. There's a thing called FBA, simply means fulfilled by Amazon. And then there's FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant. So if it's FBA, that means you sent your stuff in, Amazon's got it. Let's say you bought something from me, I wouldn't have to send it. Amazon sends it straight to you. If it was FBM, then if you bought it, I have to put in a box, slap a label on it, and send it out.
Listen, hypothetical question: if you lost that initial 50 grand, would you have kept going?
Yeah, absolutely. Just because in that point in time, it was basically as good as gone because it was already encapsulated in inventory. And the only people wanting to buy it were people that were willing to pay us like cents. I'm talking about things that we were selling for $30, $40 on Amazon. They were willing to give us $1 for all of them. So, I mean, that was literally pennies. So we were basically already out of 50,000. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
The only thing that I would like to mention is really where it is all led. So business is great. Making money is great. And I know that it's awesome to be a big boss and for me to say that now, but what it's led to is actually being able to help kids and giving back. And that's been the biggest, most satisfying thing now is the fact that because we've been able to make money, we've been able to align with nonprofits to be able to help underprivileged kids have Christmas. And we're actually looking to help over 100 underprivileged kids have Christmas this year. And that's really where my heart is right now.
Awesome. That's really nice. Tell people where they can how they can contact you.
So if you want to contact me again, I mentioned it earlier in the show, StephenPemberton.com. Go there. So if you don't know how to pronounce my name, the Stephen Pemberton, Pemberton. Go there. There's a bunch of different resources for you. If you're interested in donating, it's right there. It's one of the first buttons. If you want to get in contact with me, my Calendly's there, Instagram's there, Twitter, all of it. So that's the best way to get in contact with me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish you the best of luck, and with everything, and appreciate you coming on.
Awesome. Thank you. Same to you.